right, so hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah, welcome back.
So glad to have you all here as always.
Absolutely.
And today we're diving into a sermon this time.
Ooh, okay.
Called Redeemed by His Blood.
Okay.
By Apostle John Esaias Moore.
All right. I'm interested.
Yeah, this one really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we all feel like we're not good enough.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
And the sermon's all about those times.
Yeah.
And what we can maybe do about that feeling.
Okay. I'm ready to dive in.
Yeah, so this sermon, like right away, it kind of throws you into the deep end.
Okay.
With this whole idea of sin, right?
Yeah.
Like just messing up in general.
Yeah, that universal feeling.
Exactly. Like you just know you should be doing better, being better.
Right. We've all been there.
Yeah, like that feeling when you know you've fallen short.
Totally.
And the sermon, it actually uses Romans 3.23 to make this point.
Okay.
For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.
Right.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically saying it doesn't matter who you are, what you believe. We all have those moments where we don't quite measure up,
Yeah, to our own expectations, let alone
exactly.
to God's, right.
Yeah, and it's interesting, the sermon doesn't really try to sugarcoat that.
No,
It just puts it out there, we all mess up. And then it's like, okay, but what do we do about it?
Yeah, so then it offers this solution, right? Redemption through His blood.
Okay, now that sounds pretty intense.
I know, right?
Especially if you're not really familiar with all the religious lingo.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
But stick with me here. This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
So we got to understand the whole history and the symbolism of blood, right?
Okay.
Think about it like this. In ancient cultures, blood was like the essence of life, like a sacred thing. And in Christianity, the blood of Jesus, shed on the cross, that represents the ultimate sacrifice, like someone taking the punishment for all your mistakes,
Yeah.
It's this powerful image, right, of someone stepping in and shouldering the burden of our shortcomings out of love.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about punishment.
No.
It's about someone else taking the fall for us.
Exactly.
Like, is it like a get out of jail free card, though?
Well, not exactly a free pass. It's more like acknowledging that, yeah, we messed up, but that doesn't define us, And that's where grace comes in, this whole idea of being forgiven even if we don't deserve it.
Okay.
Think about a time you messed up, like really messed up, but someone forgave you anyway.
Yeah.
Remember that feeling, like that relief?
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting a second chance.
Yeah.
That's grace.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like having a debt you can't pay, just wiped clean, even though you didn't earn it.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And that actually, it perfectly leads into something else that the sermon brings up.
Okay, what's that?
It's that, the blood of Jesus. It's not just this thing that happened in the past, right?
Right.
It still has power today in our lives.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and the sermon actually quotes Revelation 12.11 about this.
Okay.
Have you ever felt like you're just stuck,
Oh, yeah, totally.
like making the same mistakes over and over again?
Oh, all the time.
Right. Well, what's fascinating is this sermon suggests that by tapping into this idea of being redeemed, of having this source of strength beyond ourselves, we can actually overcome those challenges.
Oh, okay.
It's like having someone in your corner, rooting for you, even when you stumble.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's not just about being forgiven for things we did wrong in the past,
Right.
but about finding that strength to overcome present struggles too.
That's powerful.
It is really powerful. And speaking of powerful, the sermon ends with this just beautiful passage from 1 Peter 1.18 tease 19.
Yeah.
It talks about how we're not redeemed with, something material like silver or gold,
Right.
but with the precious blood of Christ. It's like saying true value isn't in what you own,
Yeah.
but in this gift of redemption.
That raises a really important question then, doesn't it?
What's that?
If we really grasp how precious this gift is, like this forgiveness, this fresh start, this power to overcome, how does that actually change the way we live our lives every day?
That is the question.
Right. Like, how do we show our gratitude for that? How do we live differently knowing that?
It makes you think, right? If we truly believe we've been given something so incredible,
Yeah.
shouldn't that change how we treat other people? How we face our own problems?
It should change everything.
It really should.
Yeah.
So there we have it, everyone.
Another deep dive.
This was our deep dive into Redeemed by His blood.
Powerful stuff.
And this sermon, it really does pack a punch, offering hope forgiveness, and a way to tap into that strength within ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But before we go, one last thought to leave you with.
All right.
If we embrace this idea of being redeemed, of debts being paid for us,
Yeah.
how might that change our ability to forgive others? Do you think it could make us more understanding?
Yeah.
More compassionate?
Absolutely.
Even when people hurt us?
For sure.
Think about it, and thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
See ya. All right, so hey, everyone, and welcome back for another Deep Dive with us.
Yeah, welcome back.
So glad to have you all here, as always.
Absolutely.
And, today we're diving into a sermon this time.
Ooh, okay.
Called Redeemed by His Blood
Okay.
by Apostle John Esaias Moore.
All right.